And welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. Now, did you know that the game between Michigan State versus Indiana State in 1979 during the NCAA tournament is one of the best rated games in the sport's history? With a matchup between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, who at this point had never played each other prior to the tournament. The game marked the beginning of their rivalry and the NBA stars' road to stardom. So, anyways, guys, welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, aka Mike Bob Fam 101, with my good friend and co-host Cam, aka Noticed_Cam.
Howdy, y'all.
So let's get down to talking about some sports. We're going to kick it off with the NBA. During the NBA Finals right now, Game 3 scheduled tomorrow of the night we're recording this. The night we're recording this is Tuesday, June 7th, and Game 3 will be on Wednesday. Cam, have you been watching the Finals?
I have been watching the finals.
Awesome.
It's been interesting matchups going on there. I think I said, and we had to talk about who I thought would win with both of these teams. Maybe we haven't yet, or like we've had a prediction. But I do predict that Golden State's going to win it all.
All right. Yeah, I also had Golden State winning, but with Game 1 last Thursday, that did not look that good.
No.
I had to work from like 6 to 10, so I couldn't watch the first half. But from what I heard, the first half was some really good basketball. And then when I came home and I was able to finally sit down and watch it, it was crap. But I'm not going to say it was a crappy game because I did hear it was a great game. But Celtics did win, so 120 to 108 in Game 1. They put on a clinic. Al Horford shot the lights out, and same with Marcus Smart. So not surprising. And then Game 2, which was this past Sunday, the Warriors got it. Similar to Game 1, it was very close until the second half. Then the Warriors started to pull away. In my opinion, the Celtics are really shutting the Warriors down, which is what exactly they need to do. They are not letting them get shots. They're clamping them up. But, of course, the Warriors are somewhat clamping the Celtics up. As we saw, they only dropped 88 points in Game 2. So this is a very interesting match with two very well-rounded teams all around. The Celtics could win. I'm not going to lie. They're playing the Warriors very, very well, but I still hope the Warriors can win.
Yeah, I am also hoping for the Warriors. It's just one of those things, though, where I look at the matchup and I think, honestly, here's how I really thought it was going to play out. I really thought that for a minute, like after Game 1 especially, I thought that the Celtics were just going to blow out the Warriors because, well, their defense sucks. I don't think the Warriors have the best defense. I think when Ja Morant went across, they just let him do whatever against them. So, when I saw what Ja Morant did in like a couple of the games, I was just done with it. But no, surprisingly, they've been doing a decent job at, playing defense and doing what they're supposed to be doing. And they've been clamping down a little bit. But the Celtics, man, they're just right on top of the Warriors. I mean, they're just holding them back in the shooting. And I've seen a lot of double teaming going on as well.
Yeah.
And it was really, and they were playing it really smart too. To the point where I was almost forcing them to just kind of quick out pass it and just hope for a fail. And they were really clamping them up. So, I mean, it's definitely some interesting matches going on for sure.
Right. So now I guess we can talk about the MLB because that's pretty much it in the NBA besides the Trailblazers were looking at signing Bradley Beal and Zach LaVine, but I don't know how true that is. I know Zach LaVine wants to leave.
Wow, Zach LaVine and Bradley?
I don't know if they can do that because Bradley Beal wants the biggest contract in NBA history. And who knows what Zach LaVine's going to want.
Yeah, and Zach LaVine, he wants his annual $60 million.
Yep.
So for baseball, we have a good amount. We starting up, we have the Chicago Cubs who plays left-handed pitcher Drew Smyly on the 15-day injured list with a right oblique strain. You know, I don't really know how much it's going to do for them. It may damage them a little bit. Really, nothing's big right now in baseball. You've had there's not really anything that's like really worthy. We had a couple things I'm going to talk about later, but really it's been kind of like a slow paced thing. As usually in baseball you see a lot of drama going on. Like it's very drama filled in my opinion, which now it's not, which I'm not really upset about, and I just don't know if the players maybe are actually getting along for once. But if you guys remember in previous seasons when we covered sports, there was a bunch going on in baseball. From the own league trying to deteriorate itself to the players hating each other. There was a lot more going on. I know something that's not here that I have right now, but I'm gonna bring it up was the Marlins. They have had own team issues. But basically, I mean, team players fighting with each other, I guess, or reportedly. Now, they came out with that statement. Nothing about it says that they were who the players were or why it happened, but it's basically they're just not happy with each other, which I don't see why. I don't really get that. I don't feel like, I've heard one of the people was Jesus Aguilar, but he doesn't strike me as that type of guy, but who knows? The Twins have placed right-handed pitcher Sonny Gray on the 15-day injured list as well with a right pectoral strain. And with the Blue Jays left-handed pitcher, I always ruin this guy's name, Hyunjin Ryu, he will undergo an MRI today to examine his reoccurring forearm tightness, which, he's been out several games due to his arm. So, hopefully nothing for him, because if so, they're going to have to probably go in for surgery, and that would suck.
I'm not gonna lie, Cam. That was a pretty good pronunciation of that name.
You know who I'm talking about, do you? You know what I'm
I
talking
do
about?
know.
Yeah, he has a horrible name.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, I want you to put this video up. So I now this is at a baseball game. This is at a Cubs game. I think it was a Cubs game. It may have not been. I'm not for sure. And it was the Cubs and St. Louis Cardinals. And this guy was awful. He pushed over the cups that they were making like a cup tower. And I just want to say this guy is horrible. You're an evil man. Cause why? Why would you do this? I'll send it up to you, Mike. Cause yeah. I want everyone.
A couple opportunities here tonight to really open this game. Oh, there we go.
Sir.
Hey, listen, if you don't comment for the one time, comment just to show how much of a piece of crap this guy is. And just go on him.
Yeah, I saw that on I can't remember where I saw it, one of the baseball pages I follow, but yeah, that dude's an idiot. Just completely ruined creativity. He's probably that one guy who just did not like anything creative and just wanted to snitch on you. So, yeah, what an idiot.
Yeah, he was definitely the kid that used to remind the teacher about homework before class ended.
Exactly.
So we have some bigger news. Actually, a couple managers were fired in this week. The first was the Philadelphia Phillies, who have fired the manager Joe Girardi amid the team's 22-29 record this season for the Phillies. Bench coach Rob Thompson will serve as the interim manager, or interim, whatever you want to say. Which, I think that's just a bad move on them, because, when you have a terrible bullpen and a terrible lineup, and ownership all along is just kind of crappy, you're going to get rid of the guy who's trying to make it work. I mean, he's tried his best, because if you didn't have him, you're going to see the effects sooner than later. I think that's stupid. I'm afraid that that's what the Reds are going to do with David Bell, and I think that might happen too, which would suck. The Royals acquired right-handed pitcher Albert Abreu from the Rangers in exchange for minor league pitcher Yohanze Morel. Oh, I got the name good. I don't really have much to say on that. In other breaking news, the Houston Astros are in agreement with their slugger Yordan Alvarez on a 6-year, $115 million contract extension. I don't care for this guy. Cheater. That's all I'm gonna say. Trash can. That's it. Yankees third baseman, outfielder Miguel Andujar has requested a trade to the team due to the lack of playing time. Miguel sucks. You know, he's got like a 2.68 average, only 11 hits and 3 RBIs in 12 games. And you only have a 2.68 average. You suck. You are garbage. You don't deserve time. You know where you deserve time at? The bench. You know, you don't even deserve the bench. Just go in the hallway that's in between the dugout. Like, you know what, like, just go back to where the clubhouse is. You don't deserve that at all. That is completely super sad. I cannot believe that. You know, he used to be all right, too. Mets right-handed pitcher Max Scherzer was reportedly bitten by one of his dogs after trying to calm down his dog, who was in howling pain. For the Mets, he won't really cost him that much time, as was originally expected, but he is going to miss a couple days. You know, which is going to suck for them. Any opinions, Mike?
Yeah, I heard he was already injured, so it wasn't really impacting his rehab. Basically, what you said.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, no. You know, it was just funny. Like, there's been a reoccurring thing with baseball players and injuries.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember last year, but like I know this year we had someone slam their finger on the door already and a couple other things, but we've had somebody who slipped and fell in the shower. Uh,
Hmm.
and what was it? There was some stupid one that I just couldn't believe. Was it maybe someone burnt themselves or something dumb like that, and
Dang.
they play? But I remember it was just completely ridiculous, and me and Mike were making fun of it. Ex Vanderbilt right-handed pitcher Kumar Rocker. He struck out 6 batters over 4 innings today in the Tri-City Valley Cats. Now, the reason why here's the reason why I'm doing this. Is because everybody was saying that he was like gonna be garbage, and how he was never gonna make it anywhere, and how he's just a big old blowout. You know, basically trying to say he's the Trevor Lawrence of baseball. You know, no, put some respect on his name. Put some respect on his name. I just want to say that because I was with the guy. I was rooting for him. After more than half the year, the Tampa Bay Rays players. Oh, Mike, is it okay if I mention this into this? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. After more than half of the Tampa Bay Rays players participated in the team's Pride Night versus the White Sox yesterday, a handful of players reportedly opted out against the Pride-themed uniforms and caps. Right-handed pitcher Jason Adams, among many of the players that opted out against wearing the jersey, and was selected by the other non-participants to speak out of their decision. Adams said, "A lot of it comes down to faith, to like a faith-based decision, so it's a hard decision because ultimately we all said that we wanted is them to know that they are welcome and loved here. But when we put it on our bodies, I think a lot of guys decided that it's just the lifestyle that maybe not that they look down on anybody or think differently, just something that they don't agree with." He says he also added later on in that conversation that it's not judgmental and it's not looking down. It's just that we believe the lifestyle as he's as so-called Jesus, is what they're referring as he is, encouraged us to live. So, and he says a little bit more, but you know, I think it's one of those things where it's up to you if you want to do what you want to do. I mean, I feel like if you don't want to, then you shouldn't have to.
Right.
And I think that's just simple logic. Uh, and I don't think anybody would get offended out of this. Hopefully, uh, you know, a couple of players, you know, the manager, Kevin Cash, he even thinks that nobody's gonna have an issue with it on the team. And I don't even think it's really gone anywhere about it. But I wanted to talk about it because it is news, and I think it's a valuable lesson to me because it's one of those things where it's like you shouldn't force someone to do something. So I'm glad they didn't. I'm just glad they didn't do that. That would have been crappy.
Right. I mean, you obviously know people are gonna get upset about it with this day and age, but I don't really care if they don't decide to wear it. I think it's just stupid to force them, and it's just a marketing tactic, anyways. I mean, I think true acceptance for gay people is really just treating them with respect, not parading the rainbow around.
Yeah, I think if anything, I feel like it makes them stick out more, like a sore thumb. Instead of just accepting them as them and playing the baseball game like you're supposed to, you're gonna wear their colors to help show them out. It's just logic to me. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Anyways, Angels outfielder Joe Adell has been recalled to take the place of outfielder Taylor Ward, who has been placed on the 10-day injured list with a I guess I could say mid right hamstring strain. Which, funny enough, Angels manager Joe Madden or Maddon, how you want to say it, said that they hope that Ward will miss minimal time. Joe Maddon just got fired today. You know, funny funny enough, he just got fired today. I might as well just break the news now. After them going on a 12-game losing streak, the Angels have decided to fire him, which, I think is kind of stupid in my opinion. I don't know why you would do it over a 12-game losing streak. Clearly, your team just sucks. You guys are too cheap. I mean, how do you have two of the best players on your team and you guys are still garbage? You have Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. Those are one in a million players that you have on your team that are like legends. That's like having Barry Bonds and Ken Griffin Jr. on your team and still being trash. It's just one of those things where it's like, how do you do it? Personally, I do think that they should trade Mike Trout when they get the chance. He's a lot of money on him, and I understand that he's a Angels legend. But, he's still a young guy. He has a lot of career left in him, and I feel like if you guys are just holding him back, same with Shohei. Unless you guys are going to make some big-time moves and make something happen, then what's your point of keeping them? Angels, why don't you go to Washington and get Josh Bell? He's a great first baseman. I think he has a great ball standard. He's good. I think his potential is really good. Get a couple other players, get some minor league players that, are future stars and try to make a team. I mean, getting those two players and then a bunch of mid players to build around them is not what's going to get you guys there because clearly it's not working now.
Right. What would be a mock trade for you, Cam, for Josh Bell to the Angels?
I'd have to think. I'd have to think about that. Maybe giving Josh Bell and then maybe two minor leaguers, maybe, because I know that Washington is going to want something out of them, for sure. They're not just going to let Josh go away like that because he's a good player, respectfully. So, and knowing them, no offense, Washington, like you guys are a little desperate over there. I mean, you guys need some CPR.
And the
Reds did just beat you guys 8-0.
Yeah, and then we beat you guys the next two times.
Yeah, that's true. But 8-0, Mike.
I mean, you know what? I'm ashamed of it. I am ashamed of that, but at least we beat you guys the next two times. So
yeah. Well, hey, you know what? At least me and your team both aren't the worst team anymore.
And at least we won a World Series this decade.
That's what I'm talking about. Not me though. Not me. We won in 1990. I think, once.
Your Cincinnati Reds, who haven't won a World Series since 1990. Mid.
The Reds suck.
But shut up, Washington. God, I can't stand you guys. Hope Juan Soto tears his ACL. God, screw you guys. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know what? Matter of fact,
you have Joey Votto's old butt still on the team.
Oh, dude, you know how much hate you get right now if you were like an MLB fan chat? Dude, it's Joey Votto. Who hates Joey Votto?
Joey Votto's old.
Yeah, no one likes that little stupid, I almost cussed, stupid little tango Juan Soto does over there with his little shuffle he's got going on.
Here's Juan Soto in that fourth hitting cleanup.
After
I
we
don't
pitch,
disrespect the Soto shuffle.
no, because you want to think there were Joey Votto's. All right, you know what? We'll bring it there. All right, we'll bring it there. All right, I want to hear it, Mike. The Diamondbacks claim shortstop Cole Tucker off waivers from the Pirates, making it a homecoming for the Arizona native. Nobody really cares about that. I'm going to be honest. White Sox right-handed pitcher Lance Lynn is slated to make his third rehab start this Wednesday manager Tony La Russa. Tony La Russa is a dirtbag. Left open the possibility that Lynn could possibly be activated on the 60 IL if all goes well for Lance. Hoorah. Good for you, Lance. D-backs within the pitcher, Madison Bumgarner, could very much be on the radar for contending teams at the trade deadline, with St. Louis Cardinals being a potential fit for Mad Bum. My thing is, I don't know. I could see him going to St. Louis. I'm trying to think where else I could see him going. Sadly, I hate to say this, but I really could see him going to the Reds because, they're idiotic like that. I mean, he's a good pitcher, but, I don't want him. I wouldn't want him. There will be reportedly a lot of guys interested in Yankees third base outfielder Miguel Andujar after he once requested to trade the White Sox and Mariners. Whoa! Really? The White Sox and Mariners want them? No way. Why? He sucks. He's Garbo. Listen, he's a trash can. All right. And I'm not talking about the Astros. No, I mean a little. Well, I guess they're a little trash can too. I mean a trash can. All right. He's a burning piece of garbage. The Arizona Diamondbacks also signed left-handed pitcher Dallas. Oh, this guy's name, Kuchel, to a minor league contract. That's honestly goated. That's goated because if he can get some good progress, I think that he could potentially be something. The Angels dropped their new 2022 City Connect uniforms today. I'm gonna give my opinion on them first. I kind of like it. It's kind of like an old timer look,
Yeah.
It kind of gives me like a Steak and Shake vibe, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Or rallies, or what's the other name for it than rallies? Checkers. Depends on where you're at. Kind of gives me like that kind of vibe. I like it. I think it's clean. I kind of like how it's not just a white. It's kind of like that off-white, kind of like a yellow white. It's cool. I like it.
That's all right, I'd say. I see what you mean with the yellowish off-white kind of thing. It looks classic, too. Like, you have the Angels modern logo, but it also looks like something in the beginning of baseball. And the diamond there looks pretty cool with where the number is. I like that a lot. I got to rate these jerseys maybe a 6 or a 7.
Yeah. Oh, if I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10. It's decent. I like it. I'm also going to give something that I didn't have on the list that just happened, I think earlier today or maybe even last night. But basically, if you guys don't know, I'm going to give a whole backstory. The Mariners and the Houston Astros. Okay. Now, these people have been having a rivalry since, I'd say, last year, maybe 2 years ago. Their problems, let's go back last year. It may have been 2 years ago. I don't think it was, though. One of their pitchers, I forget who it was, threw at one of the batters, and it was a whole issue because he threw inside twice and missed the guy, and then hit him on the third one. And, one rule in baseball, if you guys don't know, is when you go hit a batter, intentionally especially, hit him the first time. Don't do none of that bull crap where you're going to throw right then and there, hit them, and, that's just the best thing to do because players don't like that because it's like setting them up because then they're thinking, oh, I'm not going to get hit. I'm going to go up to the plate and I'm going to play. I shouldn't have to expect something. So, pretty crappy there, which, they were not happy about. So then the Mariners came back this year because that was the last time they met was late last year. And they had Robbie Ray, and Robbie Ray threw at one of their pitchers, and they got our pitchers, one of their batters, and they got all mad about it. So then the next time coming up, their pitcher, the Astros pitcher threw at the Mariners batter. I think, who was it? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know who it was. And basically it hit him. benches cleared, and it was a bunch of yelling, which
That hit him. What's Ty saying?
I'm not sure.
I'm just saying it didn't hit him. And now the Astros dugout just exploded. And now both sides are getting into it. Here we go. Now Scott Service, one of the first to spill out. That escalated quickly. Now somebody said something.
I think what Ty was doing is he said that it hit him. The umpire said it didn't. Then Ty looked at the dugout and wanted Scott to take a look at it. Now hopefully everybody calms down a little bit.
you'll probably see it on John Boy Media's, YouTube here soon with a breakdown. I love that guy, by the way. Great dude. But that's all we have for MLB.
All right, now let's go through a little bit of the NFL news. Not really too serious in the NFL, just a couple of little minor signings, but there is some stuff to talk about. Starting out with the Rams have worked Aaron Donald's contract for 3 remaining years to give him a massive $40 million raise through the 2024 season. I think this is a pretty solid move for the Rams, but I have heard that Donald is considering retirement because he has accomplished pretty much everything he's wanted to accomplish in the NFL, which is completely understandable, and he's had a great career. So it wouldn't surprise me if he retires in 2024.
Yeah, Donald's one of those players where, I wouldn't hate on him if he did retire because it's understandable. If you've completed everything you wanted to do, you have all the money you need, why risk your body and try to almost maybe injure yourself more or even have something bad happen to you? And, there's no reason, I think it'd be smart for him to do that.
Next up, we have the Browns have discussed bringing back wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. I did hear they brought back Jarvis, and now with Deshaun Watson and his 23rd and 24th lawsuits with massage therapists. I don't know what to say about this. If Deshaun Watson does not play, bad move for Cleveland. But if he does end up playing, this could be a pretty interesting move, and it could bring them up a little bit more to be a contender in the AFC.
Yeah, my thing is, I just don't see this as possible. There's already a big, huge ball of fire between Odell Beckham Jr. and the Browns management. If you don't remember, last year when you went to the Rams, Odell Beckham wasn't even mad at just Baker Mayfield, but he was mad at management too. He had a couple of arguments. I remember we reported, and him even calling some of them out. So, I just don't know if it's really gonna happen, but maybe if it does, maybe they'll make it last this time and they'll realize that Odell Beckham could be worth it. But I think it would be a pretty monstrous team if they could get him on there. Yeah, that would be crazy.
See, I feel like he should stay on the Rams. I don't know why. You just win the Super Bowl, you get another great wide receiver with Allen Robinson, and then you just want to go ahead and leave. And Matthew Stafford's returning too, so I would stay on the Rams if I was him. They're a contender for sure.
Yeah, I agree. You know where Odell should go? Odell, please come to the Vikings, please.
Of course.
Please. Please, I need somebody. Okay, we got Jefferson, and but he might not hang on for us. We had to sign Cousins again, and it's kind of like he doesn't really like Cousins, so he's gonna have to deal with him for another year, another season. Which after this, it's his decision on if he's gonna leave us. Because look, in Justin Jefferson's position, I don't know. Let's be honest here. He had seen 2 of his longtime teammates from LSU went into the Super Bowl and almost nearly made it. So, when you're on the Vikings, with a crappy quarterback and a crappy offensive line. And you're almost making all the plays out there besides their running backs. Do you really blame them for feeling that way and maybe wanting to leave? No. It's one of those things where I don't blame them. So I'm just really hoping he can stick with us. But yeah, Odell, we need you. Okay, I'd love to have you.
Yeah, I mean, I would understand why Justin would want to leave, but I don't know if Odell would want to come to the Vikings. But we'll see. I could be wrong. And then finally in NFL news, well, actually, there's a couple things left. Apparently, the Patriots are trending in the direction of Matt Patricia being the play caller, not the coach, but the guy that calls all their plays. Why? You have Bill Belichick.
No, that is stupid. Why would you do that? No.
Let's see. We have another NFL death. This is really sad. Marion Barber was found dead in his apartment. He was only 38. Geez, what is with all the deaths in the NFL this year?
Honestly, I don't know, but we've seen a lot of this kind of trend though with the NFL. If you guys remember, I know Mike does the previous off seasons. It's like there's a trend.
Arrest.
I think the past times we've covered, I think it was shootings and jailing. Getting arrested in trouble with police has been those past 2 or maybe 1. I don't know how long we've been doing this podcast for the sports now. It feels like forever.
Yeah, about a year now.
About a year. So like last off season, it was shootings and arrests and a few deaths, and now it's really been just death after death after death. Not even a lot of shootings or arrestings or violence or beatings or attacks, nothing like that. Just so much of deaths. Very sad. And then, when you think about how the NFL is with their players and, injuries when it comes up to stuff like that and how, it could take their life out or their career out and they can lose all their money and quick. It's just rough life for NFL players.
Right. And then finally for the NFL news, Ryan Fitzpatrick and Alex Mack, and Frank Gore are all 3 going to be retiring. Ryan Fitzpatrick, this has been a long time coming. Fitzmagic, thank you. You did nothing for the Commanders, but you were a pretty solid quarterback otherwise. Alex Mack, I hear he was pretty good. 7-time Pro Bowler. Pretty cool. And Frank Gore, I was expecting this to happen where he would retire with the 49ers. So that's cool to see.
Yeah, I'm happy for Frank Gore. I'm going to miss him. One of the great running backs. I think he was 4th in rushing yards, I believe, or he was something around that. He had a lot. He had 16,000. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Fitz. Man, I'm gonna be honest. The only reason why I'll ever miss you and somewhat like you is for all the jokes I was able to make about your career. I'm serious. Like, you made a lot of people laugh. Just thank you for that. I appreciate it. You still suck though. And then Alex Mack, bye. You're respectable. I respect you way more than Fitz. I don't know. I feel like Fitz. Listen, Fitz. His beard had a better career than he did. Let's just say that.
I did not know you were such a big Fitzpatrick hater, Cam.
I just don't like his little evil grin. He looks like a Grinch, dude. Like, I can't stand that little goblin. All right? I don't like Fitz. He just looks old and bent out of shape. Old. He's like a young Santa. I just can't stand him.
Okay, so really quick before we get into the top 10 plays, going into the NHL, the Avalanche sweep the Oilers. They will be going to the Stanley Cup Finals. And the Rangers are currently playing the Lightning right now. They lead the series 2-1. But with Game 4 right now, the Lightning are leading 2-0 at the time of this recording. So now let's get into the top 10 plays. Coming in at number 10, we got this Stephen Curry buzzer beater.
Crap. Dude, I don't know why I was like rushing to get to Instagram. That's on me.
All right.
Just redo it. Just go now.
All right, guys. So now let's do the top 10 plays of the week. Coming in at number 10 is this Stephen Curry buzzer beater.
Tice hedging. Curry in his bag. Got it.
And at number 9, Steph Curry makes 3 with 2 people covering.
3 and 2 for 9 from 2.
Curry working against Horford. Took his ankles. Not ready to give him back either.
3.
And at number 8, this Connor McDavid goal within 38 seconds.
Back to the change. And let it go by. Here's a chance. McDavid scores! 38 seconds in.
And at number 7, Kareem Silva's first round
Submission.
subject.
Submission. Autocorrect.
Autocorrect. All right.
And at number 6, Bryce Harper, game-tying home run.
Yeah, baby. Fly ball to deep right field. This game is tied in a long way. Into the second deck, Bryce Harper. He's just lifted the lid off the yard.
And at number 5, Steph Curry behind the back move and layup.
Size and strength, ability to eliminate elite defenders, and then finishing in traffic. Mama, there goes that man.
And at number 4, Zach Kazin, game-tying goal.
Jumping up is McDavid. Scott Draisaitl scores!
And at number 3, oh my gosh, really, Mike? Terry LeCohen, game-winning goal for the second year in a row.
Up with it. Here's McCarr. Loose at goal. Arturi Lehkonen has scored. And for the second straight year, he sent his team in overtime to the Stanley Cup final.
And at number 2, Eli White with another great catch.
And at number 1, Mets fan catch.
And this is in the air. Out to the alley in right center. And wide lays out. And he makes a spectacular catch. And Eli.
And at number 1, Mets fan catches fly ball while holding a baby.
Baby.
Oh,
And to catch that on the fly.
And
Baby's fine.
baby's going, Dad.
This man will go viral.
I'd like to say that baby nearly died. If you saw that grip, that was like holding it on for dear life.
Oh yeah, that was so close. That was like the second baby catch this year. But anyways, that's gonna close out this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you guys follow our socials, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
You want me calling now, you wanted what I think.